Unfortunately, I think I already know what this one is. Yes. Total Recall, Bankers Notes. It looks as though they're going to be on the same tier. This is crazy. I hate this so much. Like, words cannot describe how much I hate this, but before we get into that, I need to talk about this. My question is, who's leaking shit? Because this was yesterday. Paulie Foe, here's my call for tomorrow's teaser. These two are the only past league perks that I'd consider Titans. Banker's Notes versus Last Recall. They will be the only two in the tier, maybe tier 5 or 6. No passive recall this time. You have to choose it as a relic if you want. Now, I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit here and say Big Paulie Foe isn't a genius. He's definitely one of the smartest guys in the old school RuneScape section. But why in the fuck would he be guessing this the day before it gets released and exactly what it is? Somebody's leaking shit. Now back to the relics. Relic effect. Upon choosing this relic, you'll receive the Crystal of Echoes. This item can be used to store any single coordinate alongside your hit points, prayer, and special attack energy, and teleport back to it at a later date, restoring your stats to what they were. The Crystal of Echoes cannot store coordinates whilst in an instance. There are various other locations this item won't store coordinates in, including quest areas, certain minigames, etc. This is Total Recall on crack, because it will remember your hit points, prayer, special attack. Like, you don't need a bank anymore. And let's say you want to go do a big long Bandos trip, and you need you bring food and prayer potions and stuff to do your long trip. You don't need that shit anymore, because you can just restore your special attack and prayer after every single kill. So this is the Last Recall on crack. It's really, really good. And then Banker's Note item. This item will allow you to note and unnote items anywhere in Gillinor. You can manually use items on the Banker's Note to unnote or note them all, much like a bank. The activate option allows you to note and unnote items in one action with a specified quantity. An object must first be used on the Banker's Note in order for this to work. You can customize how many items the Banker's Note will note and unnote using the quantity options. So it's exactly the same as last league, the Banker's Note. And I think it's going to be a really tough choice depending on what your goals are in the league. I think if you're doing a lot of PVM, Banker's Note is so nice, dude. Just being able to unnote food and potions as you go through a raid, or just like have infinite trips at like any boss. You don't need the recall, basically. And then especially considering the fact that the teleport options are so good this time around. You can teleport to any clue location. When you have a clue scroll, it teleports you to the spot. It's like, I don't know. You could, let's say you want to do a long God Wars trip and you want to leave your last recall there. You can go do a clue until you get a God Wars step. And you can teleport straight back to the God Wars like that. It's like a last recall for the God Wars. So it's gonna be such a tough choice. I love that they've made this better, because if they hadn't made it better, I think it would be an easy choice of Banker's Note here. But all in all, I don't think I can decide yet. I think this will be an early one. I don't think it's going to be a tier 5 or 6. I think this is going to be a tier 3. Just because they're like iconic. They're iconic relics, right? So I can just see them being early relics that you unlock. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know in the comments of the YouTube video if you got any thoughts on these ones. But I can't see me looking past Banker's Note. It was just so good for the last league. And like, people were picking Fire Sale over this, which was nuts. I couldn't believe people were picking Fire Sale over this. But now it's like, you'd pick this over Total Recall, which is kind of crazy. But that takes us to 3, 4, 5, 6 releases, and we've got 8 to go. Damn, so we're almost halfway through the releases. It's currently the 18th here in Australia, so League's releases in 9 days. 9 days and 14 hours. Not that I'm counting down or anything. But the way I see it, Recall helps at a handful of bosses. Banker's Note helps at all bosses and raids. Agreed, man. Agreed. And then, like, you think about the skills that last Recall helps. It's like rune crafting, but it's way better with Banker's Note. And then that's it. Like, there's nothing else that last Recall really helps with that you really need. So I think, yeah, it is a tough choice, but I think Banker's Note is the obvious one in this tier. But it will suck to not have last Recall. I don't like the fact that they're doing, they've made this league like weaker in this sense. Obviously, they've made it way stronger in other areas. But they've traded like a buff for a debuff here, because in the last league you just got the last Recall. You know, you just unlocked it, and it got better as you went up in total level. So yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan of them making this a relic instead of just instant unlock. But if I have to choose, I'm gonna go Banker's Note. For sure. I'm gonna go Banker's Note. So let me know what you guys think in the comments.